anybody comes on. But to start it off, we're spreading around some bad publicity, accurately bad publicity, about the cult of Scientology. So just went and got a bunch of stuff printed up. Got some tape. And, hitting the road. Already got some areas here in the valley where I have located some spots and put up a few flyers. And because and I'm sorry for the angle that you guys are on, but it's either this or it's this. So if you have a huge preference for the other direction, let me know. I'm all ears or eyes or whatever. But Eric Rader, on his stream earlier, really came up with a good idea. Like, let's put flyers up in areas that Scientology is not going to be looking. He was like, I feel tired of putting up flyers that I know are going to be taken back down in a couple of hours. And so why don't we go to areas where if we put a flyer up somewhere about Scientology, it's actually going to last for a while. And so I called Eric. We talked for a while. He wasn't up for it today, but we're going to meet up tomorrow. I just made about 150 copies of some pre-existing stuff and some stuff that I made up. And you can see it on my, I made a post about it. But anyway, these didn't come out completely right with this little margin, but what the hell? That's a space to write some stuff on about sptv.space. Everybody's watching www.sptv.space. In Scientology, an SP is a suppressive person or a person who is critical of the cult. SPTV is a collection of YouTube channel live streams fighting the cult 24/7 worldwide. www.sptv.space is your resource for these channels. Join us in the fight against Scientology. So that's one that I made up today. Really simple, black and white, so we wouldn't pay a bunch of printing charges. But I'm willing to do stuff in color, but yeah, it says it all, right? We want people using sptv.space as a resource where they can keep coming back just like we do. That's what I do every day. I go to sptv.space. I see who's live streaming and I check out what's going on. Sometimes it leads you down a rabbit hole of hours and hours. And sometimes you check in a couple live streams, you see what's up, and you get on with your day. But it is it is going to be a must-have resource for a lot of people. And as I drive around LA, some of you've never been here, some of you might never come here, so I figured I could also get this weird thing on my dashboard here that doesn't really level up and show you guys a little LA tour while we're doing it. So here we go. There you go. You can look away from it. Ah, come on, man. What happened to this? what I've been doing is basically just stopping at certain intersections and just getting a few of these things taped up. Because we want people who have never been aware of this whole Scientology thing to find out about it, or people who maybe they're aware, maybe they saw Scientology in the aftermath or something like that, but they might live in LA and be very unaware that there's anything actively actually going on right now. And so it's our job to let them know, oh yeah, there's a lot going on right now. So come on down, check it out. And, you know, I'm going to leave you guys in the car every now and then and make my rounds. And you're going to have to be patient. Maybe watch me run it down the street. Now, Eric said that this is a legal thing to do as long as we are not taping it anywhere that is private property. As long as it's like city property or something like that, that it's legal. Now, I don't know. You know, I have a lot of respect for Eric Rader's legal opinions, but, you know, don't necessarily consider him to be a lawyer. So if anybody has any contradictory information that I should know about, please let me know. I would appreciate that. Do I need to be watching out? Or can I just tape these things up at will with no fear? Because, you know, it is a matter of taping something up that's anti-Scientology. And we know the police don't like that. So if the police are going to really enforce any kind of weird rules, they're probably going to enforce it in favor of Scientology. Even if it's something that, oh, you know, lost dog, all that kind of stuff, they're never going to mess with you. Well, I'm not going to count on that when it's something against Scientology. Because those police, you know, they have a real soft spot in their heart for the cult of Scientology. You know, they might not have empathy for innocent civilians that are wrongly accused of things, but when it comes to a cult that traffics children internationally, LAPD is all heart. Big heart. So, got to keep that in mind in case we are breaking the law. Here's a nice little parking lot we can go into and see what's up. I'll let you guys keep watch on the car, and I will be 1 second. I just gotta tape up a couple of these things, and I'll be right back with you. What the hell is this damn thing? Oh man, I don't need this crap. That's what happened the other day. I got this weird thing in here of all these options they're giving me. Whatever. Hopefully you guys can't see it. 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay, which one are we gonna do? Let's do Oh, and then Eric said, we also, God forbid Scientology gets their feelings. I know, But, you know, they hate interbulation. It's one of the worst things. So this other one, and I know it's backward, that's why I'm reading it to you. I know you can read. Scientology, we're ending them. www.sptv.space, your link to the worldwide movement ending the cult of Scientology. Right? Is that easy? You know, Eric wanted me to do something with like 3 words. You know, he's like, we got to go for the, you know, a little bit easy reading population, let's say. Here we go. I'll be 1 minute. Right back. There we go. Watch the store. Hello, everybody. We just got a new volunteer. First flyer that I was putting out there. And I got a guy coming up asking, oh, do you have a business? You know, he was just curious. And I told him about Scientology. And I told him about, I'm putting up flyers all over the place. We have Eric Rader came up with a brilliant idea in his stream that got me excited about spreading out to other areas. So now I'm way in what would be considered a total nowheresville of LA, of the greater LA area, up in the valley. You know, not a very, you know, I'm not going to get, not a very elite part of LA at all. And I'm putting up flyers just in random places because what Eric was saying, and you know, he makes a great point, is we keep hanging up these flyers about Scientology all around the Scientology areas, and they get taken down within hours. But if you hang up flyers in other areas, just random areas, they could last for weeks. They could be seen by hundreds of people. So I have a bunch of flyers that I got from DOA recently, and I went and made a bunch of copies of those. But I also made a couple of my own to promote sptv.space. And this guy that just came up to me and was curious, I told him about the protests, about what's going on, and I gave him one of the flyers, told him about, you know, sptv.space, told him to come to Big Blue, about, you know, that there are barbecues going on, it's a party, you know, come and join us. First guy that talks to me while I'm putting these flyers up, and immediately we have interest. So Eric, you definitely were right, dude. We are going to spread this all over LA. And as we spread this all over LA, you know, LA is a place that's connected to the world. It's one of those little acupuncture points for the whole world. You know, you hit this place just right and the message spreads. LA, New York, London, you know, there's certain places like that if you can get some buzz, get some chatter going in a place like this, then you know, it can spread. And we got movie stars, and those movie stars aren't joining Scientology these days. The movie stars are laughing at Scientology these days. Right, Surrey Noel? Uh-huh, that's right. So there's no more Surrey Cruise, because Cruz is not a last name you necessarily want to have as an up-and-coming actress. Anything related to Scientology is a negative. The mystique is over. And now we're just piling on. We're just piling on. And the thing is, I'm not going to go put these things up, you know, at every corner. And I'm not going to put up 20 of them on whatever corner I do. Put up a few, space it out, spread it around, you know. And that way, when people find them, it's not going to be like something they've seen 100 of them, you know. They're going to be like, what's this? This doesn't look like the usual lost cat flyer on a telephone pole. You know, this looks like something different. Let's actually take time to read it. Also put them by the bus stops a lot. That way, you know, people are hanging out. killing time, waiting for the bus. You know, it's like back in the day when I was a kid, you'd be eating your cereal and you'd read the back of the cereal box. That's why they put the missing kids there, you know, because people look at that. Trying to kill time while they're eating their cereal in the morning, you know, back when phones weren't the thing. So, yeah, maybe I don't want to put it right at the homeless encampment. That might not be my market. God damn it. And the funny thing is that even if Scientology followed the stream and found out where everything was and went to take it all down, it would be a major pain in the ass. And I'm not going to make it that easy for them anyway. Because why would I do that? Oh, no stopping, tow away. Okay, don't want that. No towaways. No, thank you. Oh, you know, what I'll do is I'll just flip the camera around sometimes when I get near the spot that I'm looking for. Like here. This is a good place for it. Yeah, so what we want to do is we want to get this message out there to people who don't know anything about it, ideally. People that really are a bit clueless about the whole drama. You know, most people that even live near Scientology, they don't really know the details. But people out here in the valley, they sure as hell don't know much about it, for the most part. I mean, I'm sure some people know everything there is to know. I'm sure some people in the valley are watching me right now. But, you know, compared to where we usually are, they don't know that much about it, but they're gonna. Okay, I'll be back with you. I know it's boring to sit here waiting, but, you know, look, you get to look at this beautiful view. I'll be right back. Just got to put up a few more. And then a few more, and then a few more, and then tomorrow, Eric and I are going to hit the road together, because this really is kind of a two-man job. You know, it would really be a lot easier if one of us could jump out of the car and put up the flyers and the other one could wait in the car. That definitely would work better. But there we go. See you in 1 minute. Hello, everybody. I don't know if you saw what just happened over there, but straight ahead, I had these guys, some of the Home Depot day laborer dudes. They were asking what I was doing, putting up the flyers. I told them about it. They were happy. They were like, that's cool. And so then they decided to reward me for my actions in favor of humanity against the Church of Scientology. And here's my reward. Okay, see? Karma, positive karma, doing good things for the Lord. Nice. See, there's all kinds of fun things that happen when you protest against Scientology. And free weed is not the only one. So, but I'll take it. I will take free weed anytime. Now, let's just hope I don't get pulled over, because you're not supposed to have weed within arm's reach. But, the official currency of LA. Yeah, I was talking the other day about making sure, to use cash from time to time so that there will always be cash. But if there isn't cash, then, weed, besides gold and silver and whatnot, weed is another world currency, that can survive the apocalypse. Weed farmers will be greatly rewarded post-apocalypse. Their services will be greatly valued. So, I put up 3 flyers over there in an area that definitely doesn't see a lot of Scientology stuff on any level. And everywhere I stop, if anybody's nearby, that's my 3rd stop, and I had a nice interaction on 2 of the stops. One of them I didn't talk to anybody. Nobody was close enough. So, that doesn't really count anyway. But people are really supportive when you say that you're out to regulate the Scientology situation. People are very, very supportive of that. Everybody knows the deal with Scientology. Even Scientologists at this point. They can't all admit to it, but here's a little opportunity for a quick one. So be patient, please. I'm on my rounds. I need your support. Okay. Here we go. Let's see. Let's do some Scientology's not a religion. And then we'll do some Scientology. We're ending them. Dun, dun. Oh, I was looking in my rear view mirror trying to talk to you guys through that. Okay, and I haven't even sampled the merchandise yet. So anyway, just a second. I'll tape up a couple of these and I'll be right with you. Okay, no major human interaction on this one, but we got 3 flyers put up in an area that Scientology will never come to check. Scientology is not going to drive around the whole valley looking for these flyers, and therefore thousands and thousands of them will be seen. And when Eric and I go out tomorrow and start plastering up with 2 people at a time, one jumping out of the car, boom, boom, flyers up, back in the car. Much more efficiency than today. But, yeah. And one thing I want to talk about a little bit with you guys is that when Eric, and that is BC Incinerator to you, when BC Incinerator, or BS Incinerator, BC Incinerator, BS Incinerator, when he was talking about the attack last night, I think he made some good points. Now, one thing that I don't know about is that, you know, his charitable view on how most Scientologists would really have a problem with if they got violent, you know. Now, he knows more than I do, so I will defer to him there. Here we're at Burbank Airport, right on the runway. So anyway, sometimes when you're driving here, the planes just come right down practically on your head before they land. It's one of those fun spots, like the famous one over by LAX. But, you know, what he was saying was like, well, let me give you a couple points. Number one, the one guy that was identified in that group of attackers as a Scientologist, and they had his picture and whatever, I think he was really playing up, like, nah, I have no idea what the guy's affiliations are or whatever, but I think he was really kind of playing up that gangster look. He's trying to look more like a gangster. But then when you see his Scientology picture, he just looks like some goofy dude in a polo shirt or whatever, you know. Looks like a yuppie. But, you know, so to me, what it looked like is they're trying to intimidate, and they're trying to cause a reaction. They're trying to cause a self-defense reaction where somebody from our side throws a punch in self-defense, something that would probably be thrown out of court and whatever, but it would still be a mega pain in the ass to deal with. So I think they were trying to look like possibly tougher than they are. Maybe not. Maybe that's how tough they are. Whatever. But based on that one guy's Scientology picture, and then the way he was trying to look out there when they were attacking DOA and threatening and you know, trying to intimidate and all that, yeah, I think they were playing up the intimidation. But like what Eric said is obviously they were given orders not to attack, because on the other hand, you know, the way those dudes came off, whether they were trying to look tough or not, you know, they definitely appeared like guys that, you know, weren't really afraid of a fight, let's say. But they didn't assault. They didn't attack, maybe assault, by the letter of the law. Maybe they did assault by pushing over the table and all that. But I think they were just trying to get a response that then could be criminalized. And like Eric said, it's obvious the cops are in on it, and it's beyond obvious that Scientology is behind the whole thing. So, but Eric's point was like, if Scientology really took it farther and really hurt anybody, that a lot of Scientologists would be out of there. And that's where, I will defer to him, because he was a Scientologist for much of his life, if not most of his life. And so he knows Scientologists better than me. And from me, the ones I know are the ones that have left, and they're pretty cool, and they don't seem like, bloodthirsty, crazy people. So, yeah, I think he's probably right on that one. But once again, Scientology showed their true colors. And, they wanted to make it obvious, like, these guys are connected to us. These are our boys right here, right? They're sitting at our cafe area. They're coming into the building. There's obviously not an issue with that, like, nobody's having a problem with these guys being there. And we know what it's like for them to have a problem with people being there. Like, they're on it when there are people around that they don't want to be there. They don't have a problem expressing themselves when it comes to that. Here's a good little spot to put something up. It looks like it has that kind of non-stick type paint. Makes it hard, but give me a second. I'll be right back. I've driven too far without putting one up. Here we go. Just one. Just figured out the most obvious solution to the non-stick paint thing. Whatever paint they put on those, the adhesive doesn't stick to it very well. But you just put it all the way around and let the tape stick to the tape, and then it's fine. So, got that happening. So let us see. Now we are in North Hollywood. see what we got here. Let's use some of this guy's parking time. Since we got the green flashing light on the parking meter, might as well use it, right? Because there's a pole right there. One up ahead, one behind. I'll be right back. Thank you for your patience. Couldn't do it without you people. Few of these. Voila. Okay. See you in 1 second. Okay. Thank you for those of you who've remained. I got stopped on the street just now and was able to receive a lot of praise. I had already crossed the street and this woman yelled. And you know, when you hear people yelling, you don't know whether it's a friend or a foe. And so anyway, this woman, you know, I couldn't hear really what she said, and I turned around and she was like, "Thank you for doing this." And so I started telling her about sptv, sptv.space, and all of that. And then actually, why don't we stay on the small roads? I was going to go to the freeway, but maybe let's not do that. So anyway, she knew all about it. I told her I was Davey Mismanaged. She got the joke. And I gave her a flyer and told her to subscribe. Asked her, please, thank you, subscribe, you know. Told her to subscribe. That sounds a little authoritative. Sorry, I'm sorry, dude. Didn't mean that. I'm from New York. I got rudeness in me. In a different sense. So anyway, yeah, I'm driving around. I'm putting flyers up in places that Scientologists do not go, and where we have not been protesting before this, and putting the flyers up in random places because I was inspired by Eric Rader, BS Incinerator on YouTube. And, you know, his point was, what's the point of putting up all these flyers when they're going to be taken down within a couple of hours by Scientology, when we could spread out around LA and put flyers up in other places that Scientology will never find them. They will never take them down. And, you know, he started getting excited by his idea on his live stream earlier this morning. And that excitement spread to me. And so I called him and we talked about it. And I was like, I'm gonna get started today. And he and I are gonna meet up tomorrow. And we're going to do more, because it is better with two people. If one can kind of keep the car running and one can jump out and tape up some flyers, you know, it's a little bit more efficient that way. So I look forward to doing that tomorrow. And but just thought I'd get a little head start on it today. But yeah, I've already had 2 people get very excited about what I'm doing, and a whole group of day laborers give me some free weed for my efforts. So, you know, win, win, win all around. No matter which way you look, it's a win. Except for Scientology, it's a mega flunk. You know, you go out of your way. I mean, when you're in a neighborhood that Scientology kind of controls, or Scientology exists within, you know, there's a lot of people that don't necessarily want to get on their bad side, and I understand that. Whereas you come to other places and people have no problem telling you what they think about Scientology. You know, when you're standing there at Big Blue and you're protesting Scientology, people come by, they wave, they smile, whatever. But the people that got to walk through there every day, they don't necessarily want to be on camera showing, you know, that they're major fans of what you're doing. You know, what's in it for them to do that? Then they just have these crazy people that hire thugs and whatnot, you know, to mess with them. Maybe I should go like that and then make it like it's level. Yeah, I can't keep this thing level. It's either this way or it's this way. If anybody thinks it's better this way, tell me about it. I don't like it. Shows more belly. Don't need any more belly. So anyway, here we go. Good evening, Dave. Oh, Keith. Hey, man. Yeah, now I'm cruising around in the car, so that might be a little something for you to see. Even straight ahead, I don't know how well you can see it there, but we got the Hollywood Hills, the Hollywood signs kind of on the other side. But yeah, let me go put up one or two right here, and I'll be right back with you. And thank you to those who stick with me when I jump out of the car and do this. I really appreciate it. Just a second. Here we go. All righty. Got 3 of them up there. Yeah, okay. I heard DOA's taking a break, but I will swing by. Is he at Big Blue today? Because I know he has boxes and boxes and boxes of these flyers. Did not realize he had some extra amount of tape, but that could be handy, because Eric and I tomorrow, we are going to cover this city hardcore. We're going to be everywhere. Look for these flyers everywhere from Santa Monica to Pomona, from San Fernando to Irvine. I don't know, but they're going to be everywhere, and but they're not going to be close enough together that Scientology can go after them, can go get them. They're going to have to search the whole damn town to find these things. But yet people are going to read these things, and it is my goal that we are going to double. Okay, you hear me now? We're going to double the amount of people that are going onto all the channels. We need to grow the audience, okay? Everybody please tell 5 people about sptv.space. I mean, obviously tell them mainly about me, but really sptv.space. Tell them about this resource. Not everybody's going to be into it. Not everybody's going to get hooked on phonics in terms of dealing with Scientology. But everybody that is capable of it, well, we want them on board. We want them on our team. Here's a nice little green traffic meter thing with a nice location for flyers. Very convenient. Do a little quick hit and run here in North Hollywood. 1 second. Thank you for your patience, everybody. I'm getting happy. Not a single negative look from anybody going by. No comm cycles on this one, but everybody's smiling. Good vibes all around. When people see that you are taking some action against the cult, they like it. People are fans of this shit, man. People are loving what we are doing. And it really makes it worthwhile, you know? When you guys watch, when you like and subscribe and pass the word around, let your friends know. Because, you know, sometimes it gets a little boring sitting out in front of empty buildings waiting for a goofy cultist to show up. And then they don't. You know? Sometimes there's not a lot of action in this world. But Eric came up with the genius idea. Because also, you know, when we're doing it together, and then we can, you know, get out and walk a few blocks together and hit a bunch of places, we're going to get in a lot of conversations with a lot of people. And we're going to get a lot of people into this story. It's a big story. One place that I think that we need to hit is, not a place, but a category, is places right around media outlets. Right around, you know, we got the headquarters for Netflix, we got Paramount, Universal. I'm basically at Universal right now, in the area. And not like on their property or anything like that, but putting these flyers in the general area where people who work at these media companies, you know, they're going to see this stuff. And a certain percentage of them, not like 50%, I'm sure, not a huge percent, but a certain percentage of them are going to then go on SPTV channels, and they are going to get hooked. And then they're going to go to their damn media company and say, why aren't we covering this? This is a major story. Do you know how many people are watching this shit worldwide? We should be running this every day, people. That's what we want, right? We want that kind of buzz. Oh yeah, we know the police are in the back pocket of the Church of Scientology. They have been for quite a while. And it's going to take a lot of shame. It's going to take a lot of humiliation for them to reconsider that position. Because, I mean, look how many corrupt politicians there are. And they shamelessly go to Congress and put out some plan for, you know, basically taking care of their buddies that paid them off. And, you know, people write an article and they say, oh, well, you know, that was your contributor. And they're like, well, I'm not for sale. And they just bullshit their way around the whole thing. And nothing ever happens. And I think that this whole Scientology thing could change things. It's one of the things where people are waking up to the bullshit. And the Scientology thing is so great because it's something everybody can relate to. It's like, you see these people attacking in real time. I mean, you see them contemplating the attack on DOA. You see them, you know, getting ready to do their thing. and then you see him do it, and then you see the cops not come. I mean, it's kind of obvious, isn't it? And then, you know, you see that supervisor cop who just kind of stands there, you know, looking like a Scientologist. Like, I have no emotions. I have no reaction. You know, I'm just letting you talk until it's over. But I'm not really listening to what you're saying. That's the vibe. And so what have we here? Here, let you guys see some exciting freeway action. You know, but there will come a time when people will pay a price for their corruption. People will be voted out of office. Policemen, you know, won't be able to get whatever promotion because there's some heat, you know, because he was the star of a YouTube video that had 100,000 views where he was looking like a corrupt asshole. Okay? That could be a career ender. It's not a career ender today, but it will be someday. And that might be the day that person is up for a promotion. And that might be the day that person is denied that promotion because of their behavior on behalf of the cult of Scientology. So here's where we're coming from the valley into Hollywood, into greater LA. This is the Cahuenga Pass. And we're going downhill. This is where I get to save gas and not have to use the accelerator at all for, you know, a mile or so. And so we're actually going kind of through the Hollywood Hills. Through the Cahuenga Pass, and right where we are right now is where Charlie Chaplin and Rudolph Valentino had houses that were actually torn down in order to build a freeway, the freeway we're driving on right now. And to the right, we see the Capitol Records building, my favorite building in LA, all round like a record. And we're headed towards Sunset because I want to see what's up over at Big Blue. Even though I agree with Eric about de-emphasizing our attention on Big Blue, we also can't not be there the day after the attack. We do need to show our face there to indicate that we are not intimidated by their gangsters. So I think it's important just to make a little appearance. You know, do a little walkabout. And I do agree with Eric that, especially with the flyers, it's a good idea to not keep putting up flyers, doing chalk, you know, that's only gonna last a couple hours and have no lasting impact when we could go around the rest of the city and put up our stuff and have it be seen for weeks and weeks. You know, there is a huge market for SPTV content. Leah Remini's show proved that. and the other Scientology documentaries prove that. There are a lot of people. I mean, cults are they're just fascinating. You know, it's always fascinating to see how somebody's will can be taken over systematically by mind control cult. I mean, we all think, oh, that could never happen to me. But have you ever been in really deep grief? If you've ever been in deep grief, and usually it's like a divorce, you know, a serious breakup, a parent leaving or dying, or, you know, somebody you love dying, something like, I mean, serious grief, okay? When you're in serious grief like that and you can't make it stop, there is nothing you can do to make it stop. And all you want is for that grief to stop. If you happen to walk into a Scientology location at that moment and they say the right words and they get you, it doesn't matter how smart you are. It doesn't matter if you're an intellectual. You just want your grief to stop. And anybody that seems to be able to confidently tell you that they can make that happen, you're going to be like, please just make it happen. Just take this shit away, right? And that's what they do. Scientology looks for your ruin. It's the thing that is destroying you psychologically. That's what they're looking for. Now, if you're not in a really bad situation right at that moment, you might not have an active ruin, but you do have your issues. You do have something that they can reference to mess with you. Everybody does. It's just a matter of how much you're feeling it right now. If you're okay right now, you might not be that susceptible to them. But if you're really at that super vulnerable state where you're just crying out for help from anybody that could possibly help you, you walk into Scientology and then they very confidently say, oh yeah, we could totally help with that. And you're like, oh my God, really, really, really? You promise, you promise? And you think you can't get to that state. But I would argue anybody can be in that state. You know, if you don't think you could get to that state, you might not have had a very hard life. Or you just might be a badass. You might just be tougher than me. I don't know. But I would tend to think that, you know, given the right circumstance, you know, everybody can be gotten by a cult. Now, if you know as much as we know about Scientology, you're probably not going to be. It's probably not going to be Scientology that gets you. But that doesn't mean you're immune to all BS in the universe. Okay, it doesn't mean you're immune to all cults. Just means maybe you're immune to Scientology because you know how it works. Okay, good for you. Fine. But you know, a lot of relationships with a narcissist, it's just like being in a cult. Same thing. It's mind control. It's preying upon your weaknesses, controlling your mind, using your vulnerability against you. It's all the same playbook. It's done by companies. It's done by governments. It's done by religions, by narcissistic, toxic, abusive partners. It's all the same playbook. You know, there are little variations depending on who's doing the evil. But yeah, it's a universal playbook, and it works. And it works on people over and over. I mean, how many people have you met in your life? I mean, for me, it's hundreds, where they just keep having the same relationship over and over. You know, it has certain different characteristics, sure. But, you know, for example, if somebody of abusive relationships, manipulative, physically abusive, whatever, there's a cycle where in the beginning, you know, they're really hyper aware of anything that could point to the potential of abuse. And so they really think that they did their due diligence. You know, they checked all the variables and they made, you know, they became very sure, like, no, this isn't one of those people. And then inevitably, you know, if they haven't done their own work, inevitably that person turns out to be just like all the other ones in the most negative ways. So that's the way cults are. You think that you're really being careful, like, well, you know, I got out of Scientology, I'll never do that again. And then you end up in some other bullshit cult. Or you end up in a very cult-like relationship. Aaron interviewed somebody who I knew many years ago, who made that point in their interview that, you know, it's like, it was like, you know, you end up getting in these relationships that are very reminiscent of the cult dynamic. So here we're coming up into the big blue zone on Sunset Boulevard, headed east. And so, you know, there might be a certain personality that is more susceptible to cults, that is more susceptible to abusive relationships. I mean, we do see people repeating the same patterns over and over and over. So obviously those people are susceptible to those patterns. But when people think like that they're too smart to be manipulated, well, that's what every con artist wants you to think, right? That's the first thing. Let's say if you met a con artist and they told you they were a con artist, you know what they would probably tell you? Like, I wouldn't even try to con you, you're too smart. They'd probably tell you some shit like that. And that would be the setup for them conning you. Guaranteed. All right, there's the washi boy. Washi, washi, washi. Confident Chris watching the washi. See, that goes to Eric's point right away. You know, you do the chalk here, and they come and spray it away. But you put chalk down somewhere else. Oh, there we go. We got cops. We got a police meeting. Oh, they're just all hanging out with each other. Cozy, cozy. Isn't that special? Isn't that special, little policeman? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, what, 7 cops here? What's up with that? Why are there 7 cops here? Let's do another round, see if there's anybody on this side. Big Blue Sanitarium. Oh man, they got their fencing up and they're keeping it up. Defensive fencing. Okay, not much going on here. Just Confident Chris watching watching some hosing action. I think that was Confident Chris. Let's see what's up here, just in case anybody's around. Is that a Sea Org vest I'm witnessing? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Sea Org person. What a miserable life. And there's the cop meeting on the right. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cops. Okay. I'm sure they're doing great things for humanity, stopping gang attacks. I'm just going to pull over here for 1 second and see what you guys have been talking about behind my back. Lapdog, yeah, LAPD dogs. 7 for the event. They hired them. Oh, it's on the permit. There's an event now. Okay. It was hard to understand until I heard Eric explain the beginnings. Yeah. That's a good idea with 1 just for the attack. Yeah. Scientology going to pay the wrong person one day and someone's going to get hurt. Yeah, I agree with you. It's not going to end well, and you know, I don't take it lightly, but it's basically that when I started doing this, I assumed that there's going to be bullshit. There's going to be potential retribution. You know, I've been following Scientology long enough that I know their playbook. I know about fair game. I know these things that they do. And, you know, I didn't take it lightly that I was going to do this. I didn't take it like, oh yeah, who cares? It'll be fine. You know, they won't do anything. I don't take that approach. You know, I'm a Scorpio. I think of all possible implications of everything I could possibly think of. You know, we Scorpios are strategists. Not everybody, but, you know, when you paint with that broad brush that I like to, you know, Scorpios can be devious so they understand what deviosity is all about. Deviosity, probably not a word. Actually, definitely not a word. Deviousness. But I like deviosity. I think it sounds a little bit more highfalutin. So anyway, here on the left, can't see it, we have the iconic thrift store Out of the Closet. And I believe, yeah, benefiting AIDS healthcare. So Out of the Closet. Great name for a thrift store. My God. If you're going to have a gay thrift store, I don't think you could do better than that name. And not that gay thrift store is probably the best way to express that concept, but you know what I mean. Okay, left turn, dude, I guess. Out of the Closet. Yeehaw. So now we are in Thai Town. Some good Thai restaurants in this zone, obviously, since it's Thai Town. Really good stuff, every region of Thailand. This is Hollywood Boulevard. And I'm just going to do a little drive-by over at the Celebrity Center, see if anything's up over there, if there's any of my people to connect with. And really, I'm looking for DOA's van, you know, snag some more flyers off him, because, yeah, he has about 20,000 different flyers the last time I saw. I mean, boxes and boxes and boxes of them. And he will be all about giving Eric and me a lot of them to go plaster all over the town. For sure, he'll be excited about that idea. It sounds like he just wants a break at the moment, and I don't blame him. That dude puts out, you know, when coaches are always like asking for 110%, and it's kind of like, dude, I can't do 110% every goddamn time, you know? That's like more than, it's more than 100%. It's more than everything, so quit asking for 110%. Well, DOA puts out 110%. The dude runs on all batteries and reserves most of the time, and he deserves a break. That dude should go to Hawaii for a week, man. That's what he should do. Get his ass to Hawaii, chill out on a beach. He deserves it. And he's probably earned enough to go there first class, too. So anyway, Hollywood Boulevard. See this motel, the Downtowner Motel? I love these signs in LA. They still have a lot of signage that is like from the 60s and 70s, and it has that cool look. Like up ahead here, you could see the California Donuts sign to the right. That also has a very vintage look. And I appreciate that, because, you know, a lot of places, they change everything, and, you know, they keep updating everything, and you don't see, in LA, you see these things from the 50s, 60s, 70s that have these cool styles, you know, and they're preserved. Also, you see a lot of super well preserved old cars that you would never see in a place like New York or, you know, anywhere that it snows and they put ice, they put salt on the roads. Those cars can't survive in those climates. But in LA, cars can survive forever. And so they do. And it's really awesome. Some of these cars that you see that are fully functional, you know, but they're like from the 1930s or 40s, you know. Yeah, you don't see that in New York. There's plenty of money there to make it happen, but, you know, the roads would eat them up in no time. So we're turning right here to go past by the Celebrity Center, and then we'll make a left over by La Poubelle, see if there's anything going on in that zone, see if we see the iconic DOA van, so I can mooch a bunch of flyers from him. I don't really expect him to be around here. I think he's staying out of this area specifically because of Francoise and her whining about mistreatment. Yeah, try to be one of Danny Masterson's victims and you see about mistreatment, Francoise. Goddamn enabler. Enabler of attacks against women as a woman. Goddamn Judas goat bitch. Not cool. Even though the La Poubelle protest hasn't been my thing mainly, I still know what side I'm on. So, okay. Nothing really going on here at Celebrity Center to my left. And La Poubelle is still on its semi-lockdown with the dark blue shades out there. But, you know, we can give them a little honk. I mean, I assume they're open. Gelson's here to the right, a very good place for celebrity viewing, if you get lucky. A place where the celebrities come to do their shopping, some of them at least. Can't pass by La Poubelle without at least a little honk. If it would have been open, they would have gotten a little more honking out of me, but so Franklin Avenue, yeah, not much happening in Scientology world. No DOA van sightings. Which I didn't fully expect, but figure it's good to go take a peek. So I guess Scientology's having events at that damn place all the time, trying to look like they are relevant. The thing is, when they have events, as we know from Diane from Ventura, you know, they will call everybody. They will try to pull everybody and their mama into that place to make the event seem like it really was something. Hey, you guys, thanks for all the likes. We're at 105. If anybody's on who hasn't hit the like button, please consider doing so. It really helps. We got to get the word spread viralistically. Okay, well, if that dude's going, I'm going. Yeah, let's make this shit happen. Let's bring this to a whole bigger audience. The potential audience for SPTV is in the millions, for sure. You guys could consider yourselves the pioneers, because this thing is not going to end until one of two things happens. Either everybody quits watching us, or Scientology folds up, packs it all in, and goes away forever. That's the only two ways this ends. And the thing is, number two, if Scientology goes away, I don't know that we will. There are other evildoers to be protested against. We're not one-trick ponies. All we got is Scientology. Nah. There are other people that can land in our crosshairs, for sure. So, really what it comes down to is you guys. As long as you guys are here, we will be here. And we might have a rotating cast of characters, but we will be here as long as there are viewers. It's like one time I worked in advertising for a small neighborhood free paper in New York City, and I was talking about writing articles, getting them good articles, writing an article for them, whatever. And very quickly they educated me to the fact that newspapers are not about writing articles. Newspapers are about selling advertising. Hey, thank you so much. Got some norska kronor. Tack så mycket för att du har skickat mig $9.23 norska kronor. Thanks, man. Really appreciate it. That's one of my dreams, is taking my daughters to Norway. Show them their, my daughters are Norwegian from my side, amongst other things, and Belgian on their mom's side. And they have been to Belgium 8,000 times. They have Belgian citizenship, dual citizenship and all that. But my people come from Norway, from the Drammen. It's probably you that we discussed that, but anyway, they come from that area. Drammen, Lirdalen, and that was my first foreign journey to Norway, 1973, and that was beautiful. That was so gorgeous. Living the whole summer on boats in the Oslo fjord. Oh my God, loved it. So anyway, I think I'm at the end of the line, and I'm going into a dead zone in terms of internet up in the Hollywood Hills, where the rich people live, and me, not rich. But thank you guys, and tomorrow, come and join Eric and me for a ride around LA and a massive flyering campaign. It's gonna be epic. Please like, subscribe if you haven't. It means the world to me and to all of us. Please go to sptv.space and check out who else is live streaming. And if you're on a laptop, hey, run 3 of them, 5 of them on different tabs. You know, give us all a bunch of hits and likes, and tell your friends. Let's get this moving. Eric Rader and I are gonna go and make an epic push. And based on the back and forth that I've had with a lot of people on the street, I think Eric and I need to make that a big part of tomorrow also. We need to do a lot of outreach. All right. Thank you guys so much. I will see you soon. Bye-bye.